So David, a 2-1 win against Wythenshawe FC today. You've got to be pleased with the result, given that we played the best part of an hour with 10 men today.
Yeah, delighted with the result. I thought we showed so much character. Keep going back to the Atherton game. It was a nadir, wasn't it? It was a real low point, and since then we've asked a lot of questions. And the current question was, can we do it away from home? I think before today we were second in the form in the home game table and second bottom in the away game table, and we haven't performed away from home. Unlike previous seasons when generally we've been better away from home than at home, this season we've been good at home and struggled away. And I thought today we started the game okay, conceded a poor goal, but then came right back into it. And I felt from that point we would go on and win. Even after sending off, I still felt we had enough, and we still created a lot of chances. And at half time, it was very much about the belief, about getting forward and not looking to camp in and try and stay at 1-1. And in fairness, I thought we created far more second half. I thought we hit the bar, we had Jack Marrow with a couple more chances, and were great value for it. And to a man, showed great character today.
You said last season, I think it might have been Vauxhall Motors maybe, when we went down to 10 men early on in the season last year. You said we didn't have character, we didn't have the quality going forward to play with 10 men. Was there any fear about that when we did go down to 10 men today, and just how pleased in the change in circumstances?
I don't think it was. I don't even be able to question the character. The Atherton game was tough. The dressing room afterwards was down. It was flat. There were players really felt that, and that's the difference. Players felt it. Players really felt they let me down, let themselves down, let the club down. As a management team, we felt the same. We felt we were letting people down, and the response to that has been superb. And I didn't question it. You look at the midfield two in there, bags of experience, bags of character. Bailey went as an effectively a false nine. He run himself into the ground today. Jack Marrow's overlapping for fun, and every player. Casper going playing against Mike Phoenix, guy twice his size and tons of experience, and going facing him and dealing with the threat. I don't think we had to worry about that. And special mention as well to Russ Saunders, who's come in for 2 games for us. I thought it was excellent today. I thought he made one very good save in the first half. I thought his kicking, his calmness, his distribution, it was slowing the game down. I thought he showed all of his experience. So big thanks to Russ, who stepped in for a couple of games. A big thanks to Berry, who's permitted him to join us on a dual reg, because he was a massive part of what we did today. To a man, I thought was superb.
Your front three, like you hinted on there, were excellent today. Mm-hmm. We spoke about him a lot recently, but Mason, his pass for the second goal was class. I think there's a couple. I think in the 90th minute, he's Rabona in passes to Marrow. Yeah. Just how good was he today? He
was superb, and it helps when Jack's going to maraud down there. And you talked about that relationship they have, and we've given Mason's got license to drift around, and he's at his best when he drifts, because we know Jack will bomb down and offer that width, and we know Casper will be responsible and make the 3 at the back, so we can do that. And I thought Mason was superb. I thought his link-up play was excellent, but Jack made his mind up with his quality of his runs, and he was unlucky not to get another as well. Jack, I thought he was everywhere today. He was clearing them in the 92nd minute as well. I just thought he was excellent. I think you asked me any player, I'll say they were excellent today.
I was going to ask you about Jack, because I thought he was excellent today. He was unlucky not to get a penalty in the second half as well.
From where I couldn't tell if he was in the area or not. The referee had a good view, so you assume he was just outside, but he got in so many times. That little link up with Mason, little balls inside the fullback, he caused him no end of problem, and he just couldn't deal with it. And it's testament to his quality, it's testament to his work rate, his fitness. He was still making those runs in the 93rd, 94th minute, and that's down to him. That's down to the attitude he has to maintain those levels of fitness that you'd expect of a full-time player.
You've said about Atherton a couple of times today, and we've said it in the past, but backs to the wall, last sort of 10 minutes, we get a couple of chances on the break, but you need that big defending there, and that's all about that character. Is that all born out of that game for you?
I thought we did it before that game, and that's why it felt so bad at Atherton that we just failed to turn up. But we did it at Whitby. We've done it in other games, but today, I think that's what we mean by character. People putting their bodies on the line, people diving into block things, people going winning headers under pressure. Character to go and get hold of a ball as well. Says bravery isn't just about diving into tackles. Bravery is around taking the difficult decision. Mason going receiving the ball under a lot of pressure and switching play, or Bailey Marsden getting hold of it when he's under pressure, or Matt Cardash taking a touch rather than just kicking it over the stand. It's things like that epitomise character for me, and I thought we had all of that today. When we had to, we cleared it, we kicked it over the stand, but when we could, we got it down and we played.
And the last question really is probably not so much about a player, although it is a little bit, but Bailey's been back sort of third game he started this one he started. The previous two he came up, played about 60-70 minutes. Yeah. Is he back now? Is that it?
Reece was stood behind me next to Donald, and he said it's the best he's ever seen Bailey play, and I said that's Bailey. That is Bailey Marsden. That's what we know Bailey Marsden is. He was everywhere. We asked him to start off playing as a midfielder, then we asked him to go and play as a 9, then as a false 9. We asked him to change roles, and he just did everything. I thought he won headers that he had no right to win. I thought he held up play. There was one part in the second half where he burst into the box, drops his shoulder, swiveled. I think the two lads had to pay to get back in. It was so good, and we should have scored from it. He then squared it, and we were unlucky not to score. I think the defender put a great block in on Jack Marrow, and it was that ability to carry a ball, that ability to pick a pass. It was his pass to Mason for the first, but also to win a tackle. He loves a big tackle. I thought today he did absolutely everything. I struggled to pick a man of the match, but Mason, Jack Marrow both had a good shout. But I think you'd probably struggle to look past Bailey. In a slightly unfamiliar role, I just thought he was superb. In some ways stood out in terms of his ability, in terms of his character, in terms of his work rate, and he hobbled off the pitch. That's how he left literally every ounce on there. There was a point about 80 minutes where we said, well, make a change, with Joe Burke's on and freshen things up, but you couldn't take him off. You just couldn't take him off. He was having that much influence on the game, even though he's out on his feet. He was still having a massive influence on the game. So that's Bailey Marsden. He's back. So we'll put him on ice now for 6 days. Dust him off on Thursday and give him a light session, and then hopefully see more of the same on Saturday.
Thanks, David.